There is one class over there who lead a particularly beautiful life, the children. If we could see them, we will stop grieving when they die early. Why are we saying so? When a child dies before the birth of the desired body, and the birth of the desired body takes place by the 14th year, that child does not go beyond the first heaven because it is not responsible for its actions. The desired body has not been born and the mind too has not been born then. So the child is not responsible for its actions. Therefore, the child has no purgatorial existence, unlike adults. Adults, we need to purge ourselves because we have our desire, we also have our mind, unlike a child. The desired body of a child, together with the mind, will persist until a new birth. So the child, when he or she dies, does not build a new mind or a new desired body. The old one that is there is the same old one the child brings back. So, those bodies will persist until a new birth. And for that reason, such children, they are apt to remembering their previous life on earth. And indeed, there are so many stories of children narrating where they lived some years back. And there are so many scientific investigations into that. Thousands of such records have been noted down. It is all because when a child dies, once its desired body and its mind were not born before the death, the child can be reborn with the same vehicle, the same bodies, and it can narrate, it can remember where it used to be. But after some time, the child will forget all those things. For such children, the first heaven is a waiting place where they dwell from 1 to 20 years until an opportunity for a new embodiment is offered. So when the child dies, goes to the first heaven, he relaxes over there, but not full relaxation. There is work to do over there until it is born again. Yet, it is more than simply a waiting place. The first heaven for the child is not just a waiting place, because much progress is made during this interim. In the first heaven, even though the child is waiting for a new body to take embodiment, there is still work to do in the first heaven. When a child dies, there is always some relative awaiting it. You may not know that, but that is the fact, that there is always some relative awaiting the child when he or she dies. Failing that, there are people who love to attend to children in earth life, who find delight in taking care of little children when they die. So they take care of them in the first heaven. The extreme plasticity, the desired world, the material over there is plasma. Extreme plasma. And it is such that it is pliable to many changes. So it is easy to use that plasticity of the matter in the desired world to form the most exquisite living toys for the children. And their life is one beautiful play. Nevertheless, their instruction is not neglected. The children are taught in the first heaven so much. They are formed into classes according to their temperaments, not their age, but rather their temperament. That's how the children are organized in the first heaven. In the desired world, it is easy to give object lessons in the influence of good and evil passions on conduct and happiness. So the object lessons that are being given, those objects are live objects. So the children can easily see the connection between good and evil. These lessons are indelibly imprinted upon the child's sensitive and emotional desire body and remain with the child even after rebirth, so that many of those children, you can see right from the beginning that they lead a decent life. It is all because they have been well taught in the first heaven about how to be ethical on earth. Often, when a weak spirit is born, a spirit that hasn't gained enough experience to be strong, when such a spirit takes physical embodiment, the compassionate ones, what we mean by the compassionate one is that these are the invisible leaders of humanity. They are in charge of our evolution and they operate from the higher world. They cause such a child to die early so that that child will be given extra training to make it fit for the hard life ahead in the physical world. This seems to be the case, particularly where the etching of the desired body was weak in consequence as a result of a dying person being deprived from taking along the records as a result of the lamentations, the wailing, the crying, the disturbance of neighbors, of relatives who thought that they were rather helping the dead. They were not. Those disturbances prevent the dead from going with the records. And the same thing with the one who dies in an accident. So when such a person is to be reborn, the person dies early as a child. Such a person did not, under those circumstances, when we disturb them, they don't experience the appropriate intensity of feeling in post-mortem existence. Therefore, when reborn, they die early life so that they cannot recover the records that we prevented them from going with. Often, the duty of caring for such a child in the heaven life falls to those who were the cause of the anomaly. As such, they are afforded, those who caused the anomaly, they are afforded the opportunity to make up for the fault and to learn better. That is how come certain things happen to us, so that we learn from them and correct a mistake that we made in the past for which we may not be conscious now. Or perhaps they become the parents of the one they harmed and care for it during the few years it lives. The first heaven is also a place of progression for all who have been studious, artistic, and altruistic. If you are like that, the first heaven provides you with the opportunity to learn some more. The student and the philosopher, they have instant access to all the libraries of this world.
Filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all this.